Good morning, YouTube. Thank you once again for tuning in. I am Dkhairho, and you are now watching The Morning Coffee.
The morning coffee.
That's funny. So that's a sample that I have playing backwards, uh, and by me playing it backwards, it almost sounds like it's saying I've been through worse shit. It's really dope sometimes when you play stuff backwards and it actually gives you some good verbiage, man. I don't, it's like I've been through worse shit. It ain't hard. I'm staying in it. I mean, listen again. It's funny. So anyway, man, yeah. So the catch is, man, I'm just doing this video because I'm a little over 6 months into this Maschine MK3. For those who have followed my channel, you guys know I had the MK. I'm sorry, the Maschine Micro 2 for a while, man. I had it for about maybe a year or almost a year and a half before I decided to really kind of want to learn the software. Um, and I was going back and back and debating with other people on why the MPC was better than the Machina and vice just vice versa, because I didn't hate the Machina software, but I by me having the Micro 2, it made me not fully understand how dope the workflow was with the Machina device or hardware alongside the Machina software. So I gotta admit, man, I haven't touched my MPC Renaissance in months. I haven't really touched Reason in months, other than uh damn, man, loading up vocals, man, and loading up tracks out of the Machina software, so that I could record songs or do mixing, further mixing of the beats that I made on the Machina. I'm not sad about it. I'm not mad about it, but like I said initially, in my very first video regarding the MK3, which actually set my channel off, man, I started out, at that point, I only had like 70 I think followers or subscribers. And then after that video, dude, I not only has it gotten, thousands of views, but I'm up to, I think, almost 750 subscribers, if not that. And my channel was built, or created for the music realm, which is the group that I have on Facebook, where my best friend and I do consulting for freelance artists and producers. But man, let me tell you, man, not only is this social media thing a trip, meaning that you can have one thing that sets you off, but then you can also have one thing that tears you all the way down. I didn't create this channel to kind of be well known or be the end all be all to everything else. I just, like I said, because I'm great at talking and great at I guess mentoring or just saying what I say out my mouth, it comes off very well amongst others. And so the idea was, hey, won't you go via video with it? But in saying all of that, man, I just realized a couple of days ago that this this thing right here has been my go-to device, go-to DAW when I say, hey, I'm gonna make a beat right quick. I got some time away from the graphic design, or I just feel like getting creative on a music level aside from the art the graphic level. And man, I don't know if I should say what I like about the Maschine software versus the MP or Reason software, because that's not really it. I think, and a lot of you guys have said it, which is really dope. But a lot of you guys have said to me that when I did the video about did it make me, does having this device make me a better producer? I meant that because I'm not better by any means at what I did, because even if I would have stuck to Reason or stuck to the MPC, I would have still, let's say, grown as a producer, because every day you make a beat or every day you do something that you're when you remain consistent, you're gonna get better. It's inevitable, because practice makes, not perfect, but practice makes better. I don't think no one is ever perfect at anything, because you go through a learning process the rest of your life. But this thing right here, man, when it comes to me saying I want to make a beat, it's like the user interface along with the software, alongside the hardware, it just it's attractive, man. It's like walking in that club and seeing that chick on the dance floor or that chick at the bar, and you like, wow, man, like I just want to say hi, or I just want to see if she want to dance, or I just want to buy her a drink. That's what this MK3 is right now for me. And I know I don't have the MPC Live or the MPC X, nor am I on the 2.0 Akai software. And in Reason, I'm pretty much up to date, except I'm at 9.5. I haven't found a reason, like I always say, to jump into 10. But I got my P1 here. And the Reason software is pretty much just as dope as it's ever been, as far as the ceiling that they've created. I think that the developers down at Prellerhead, here's the problem, and I'm only gonna say it's a problem because a lot of us get on forums or social media groups and speak out against what we, let's say, would like to see in a product, or what we hate about a product, but we don't really, for whatever reason, come across come across on top of those who are actually purchasing softwares or products of any sort. And I say that to say this: the Reason software has always been dope since the point of me touching it, which was back when 2.5 came out. I love the software. I was so great on the software where when I didn't go to my studio, I would be which I have my MPC 3000 and a couple of other MP3 MPCs, which was I had a 2000 S950. The studio was dope, but I didn't like driving, from my house all the way to where my studio was. And so I would get on the Reason software and create music, man, that sounded like I actually did it on the actual drum machine, because I found ways to make the sounds come out dirty and grimy like I was used to hearing them, because I'm not really into crystal clear when it comes to my music process. But there was always something missing for me, because I'm a hands-on person. Sometimes I like to feel like I'm moving faders and knobs, and Reason was about me being on the mouse. And I did have a Oxygen 8 keyboard, but still it wasn't enough as to what I had in my studio. So getting the P1 took me to that level where I was like, okay, cool. Now I can kind of touch and feel my way around. I'm still liking the computer-based music creation, but it's just some things you can't take away when you get in the element. And that's why I got the Digio 3 when I started using Pro Tools, which I'll say again, only use Pro Tools for recording vocals, and moving towards Reason to start doing the same because Pro Tools can't run on my operating system, which I'm at Sierra. I had to drop from High Sierra back down to Sierra because I was just having too many issues. And in addition to that, I'm only on Pro Tools 10. But when Akai came out with the Akai software, man, that was a game changer for me because not only did I have hardware that I loved, or the hardware feel that I love, because the Renaissance reminds me so much of the MPC 3000, and just the way the software was, it was cool. But getting back to what I was saying about Reason and just any DAW in general, I think that the people who speak and purchase the most, they are the let's say the scientists behind what. I'm not going to say the scientists because the developers are the scientists, but let's say they're the people that cause the scientists to create the Frankenstein, meaning putting everything together that they'd like to see when they buy a product. So what I started to notice about the Reason software is that a lot of it was just sticking to, I don't know if I want to say techno or EDM or just a certain genre of music that a hip hop producer such as myself, we can do it, but it's a lot more that we'd have to go through, or the sounds and the devices or modules that they put in the software. They just don't cater to a balanced workflow for every genre of beat creators. Now, that's me speaking for myself. Of course, I have other friends who feel the same way. Some of the the NXT and the Subtractor and things like that can use some updating. But again, there are workarounds. I buy it and then I gotta find a workaround. That's a headache sometimes. It's not a headache in the sense of it takes too long to do it. It's a headache in, why am I continuing to upgrade, or why am I continuing to buy things that aren't giving me the full satisfaction? The MPC software, it was dope the way it was explained. I gotta admit, when the Renaissance and the Studio came out, it actually did everything that it said it was gonna do to an extent. But I think that a lot of people expected for it to do a lot more than it was able to do. And of course, the voices that spoke over the years got it to the point where it reached that high, but then people wanted to go back to, man, I want to be away from the computer. So they bounced back. So they were listening to the audience to an extent, and it really made people happy. But I think that the Maschine software, although it was, let's say, the grandfather of the idea came from, the MPC, I think that they took this whole production thing to another level, man. And in doing so, they not only, let's say, just like we all do, even in production, we all take ideas from everything around us and create our own style. And that's what they did with this let's say the Maschine software in general. I think that as a graphic designer, you learn that colors have a certain way of setting a mood for different people. Certain colors put you in a somewhat of a trance. Whether certain colors make you hungry, certain colors make you angry, certain colors make you feel warm, and it's something like that. That I think that the Maschine software and their hardware devices do for consumers, and that's why a lot of people tend to prefer this over other DAWs. Not that it's any better, because like I said, there's a lot of things that I can't do with the MK3, but by me having multiple things to choose from DAW wise, it doesn't bother me, because the main focus points of let's create a beat, I can do that with this. Of course, the audio interface is not that great. I really only tried it one time because I had a Digio 3. You know, and the Digio 3, although it's a dinosaur, it's still good to have in my lab because it hasn't failed me, especially with my my baby bottle mic and my Blue Spark microphone, which is actually just a USB, so it doesn't really connect to the Digio 3. But like I said, just with the tools that I have around me, I'm able to get the job done as I see I need it to work for me. But I think it's just the way that everything is played out with this thing here, man. Like when the MPC Renaissance and the studio came out, you know, it was based off of the legacy drum machines. Same thing when the Machinas first came out, the display wasn't as attractive. Of course, the color scheme was more attractive than the Akai drum machines because they were orange and blue at the time. That was the color scheme. But then they start jumping lanes. They wanted to change the pads to a different color, and then when you know, of course, the Renaissance had the color, what is red and green and yellow with the pad hits and stuff like that, but it still wasn't as attractive. And I think that this is what catches people in the sense of setting the mood, getting the energy going. It's not that it's the greatest at the creation process. It's just that it's the greatest at the attraction process. And let me give another example. And I always tend to like use the woman, especially for men. Or then if it's any women watching it, you can take it the same way as a man. When you see someone that you're attracted to, that catches your eyes, you tend to do a little bit more with that person or for that person than you would do to someone that you kind of settle for, where you'd be like, I've been with her so long, or I've been with him so long, I'm gonna make do out of it. I think that that's what this whole Maschine thing did for a lot of producers, and I can tell you firsthand, it did it for me because I like the fact, especially with this MK3, I can go in here and see everything that I'm doing with a vibrant display. Man, I mean, just going through my samples or the kits that I created or the kits that I got from Native Instruments, man, just this whole visual. The whole visual is what makes, not better, but makes it more enjoyable. Makes you want to do it more. Like I tell my wife all the time, I treat you like you my girlfriend every day because it makes me want to do for you every day. Like I'm attracted to you every day because I think of you as something brand new every morning. And that's kind of what I vibe to with this. Like if I want to see something different, I'll go ahead and create another kit because I got drum sounds for years and it's just something else to see. Or I'll change, you can always change the colors. And am I the only one where when I'm going through the colors, I'll be feeling like, man, how can I make this manly? Because they got some Easter colors here, or they got some feminine nail polish looking colors here. But they don't, but I'm just saying, I try to be as masculine as possible. Like right now I got my Incredible Hulk color scheme, you know, on the groups here. But man, just keeping it real, man, I don't have any complaints based on what I want this thing to do for me. Still no issues with none of the other DAWs that I'm running. Like I said, I still go to them, but I've noticed that within the last few months, and I'm only saying 6 months, so it has to be like 4 months, I haven't created anything on my Akai software. I did something on the Reason software only because I was doing something with a friend of mine who has Reason, doesn't have the Maschine software, man, but or the videos that I created of me, you know, mixing inside of Reason and stuff like that. But man, I gotta keep it real, man. Native Instruments, they did the damn thing. And like I said, I just want to come back. I want to thank everybody who has been viewing and commenting, both, you know, having opinion for and against my videos, especially in my journey with this MK3. I'm not gonna say that I'm great at it, but I find myself making beats a lot faster on this thing. Man, it's so much so that when I go back to Reason, when I go back to the Akai software, it's like I gotta get a mind refresher. I gotta, like, it's like I'm brand new to them because I've been stuck on this for so long. like I said, it's like leaving a great relationship and going backwards to one that you left. You know, you leave something because you want to new something. Hey, don't get a divorce. I'm just keeping it real though. But you leave something because you want to new something, or something that attracts your eyes. And man, this is. I mean, this thing does it, man. Another thing I learned, that you can see my pads aren't full of drum sounds and this and that, because of the fact that um I've learned to, you know, keep my computer processor from overdoing it, and then also it you know, you come up with latency or static issues when you're having too many sounds loaded up on the pads, especially when you're using the expansion kits that you could get from Native Instruments, because a lot of them come with a lot of effects on it. And I have a video on explaining how I handle that, and then also creating you know, bus tracks for my effects. Yeah, man, I learned a lot of things with using this that I think are great, man. I think it's great for. I think this MK3. I think that the MK, the what is it? The Maschine Studio, the Maschine Micros. I think that all of those have their places within the software. I still have my Micro 2. It's in the closet in the box, so it's still looking fresh. But I think that each one of these, and my Maschine Micro is like my on-the-go thing. If I want to take it with my laptop and make some beats somewhere, I can do that. Or, you know, stick to Reason, because Reason is fully pretty much on the computer. But man, this thing, I can't hate on it, man. It did it for me. It really did. Like I said, it didn't make me a better producer, but it made me enjoy the idea of, or the process of, making beats. It really did. The just everything about it, man. Like I say, colors hypnotize, man. You know, when you see a girl in some what is it, fluorescent pinks, or fluorescent orange, or them certain colors on their nails. French tips are dope too, man. French tips are dope. My wife knows it too. And then I like when let me stop. Anyway, man, this is like that for me. I'm just keeping it real. This is like that. It attracts me. And ladies, you know, when you see some fresh white tennis shoes on a guy, some fresh, you know, leather loafers or whatever you guys are into. I don't know what you like on the man, because I just know that I know how to attract a woman. But yeah, man, just things like that, man. When you see something that looks good to the eyes, it sets the mood for you to have more energy towards pleasing it and yourself in the process you're doing. So, like I said, this wasn't about making a beat at all. This is more so just about me giving a 6 month recap, and it don't take me, you know, sampling anything or creating a beat, or yeah, this is how I do this is how I do that, because I've done all of that before, man. But yeah, that's just my 6 month recap, man. If you don't have this, man, you should try it out. Try it. And again, try Reason. Try the MPC standalones and the and the Kai software. Try all of it if you can. And you want to, and you can afford it, then get them all. I mean, you know, I got people that have all of the, you know, the major products. I'm one of them. I just didn't upgrade, like I said, to the latest with Reason or the latest with the NPCs, because they pretty much do the same thing that I do. Only reason I upgraded to this from the Micro was because I needed all of these buttons and, you know, this LCD screen here to attract me even more to this software, because that that Micro 2 was causing me to not enjoy and fully explore the software. But yeah, man, I guess everybody who said it may not make you a better producer, but it makes you enjoy producing, y'all was right. Y'all was right. Yeah, y'all was right. Gotta keep it real. So yeah, man, go back and watch my videos, man. You know, and see what I did through this journey, man, and how I how I felt about it over time, and just me saying, does it make me a criminal if I have multiple DAWs? I still feel that way. I still feel I have a right to use what I want and create how I want to create. And I don't have to do everything that anyone tells me to do when it comes to beat creation, because at the end of the day, if I lay the track out, put the vocals on it, put it on social media, on some type of mixtape or whatever the heck we're using now, CDs and all of that stuff, you guys really won't know what I've done it on unless I use, let's say, the internal sounds. But yeah, man, that's where we at. That's where we at. So 6 months. I'm still feeling this thing. No real complaints about it. And I haven't used this strip very much. I know how to use it for pitch and modulation, modulation, but I don't really use it much. But because I also have my MPK 49 that has modulation. And then, like I said, it's pitching. And I don't do, let's say, any live shows, so it's not something like I'm like, swinging and swaying on the stage or whatever. But this thing is fun, man. It's fun, and that's just me saying fun. So yeah. To celebrate my 100 YouTube video, we're giving away 3 free t-shirts designed by our in-house designers to the first 3 people to comment the names of the movies shown in this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Plug in and get connected. Now that was some good coffee. If you enjoyed this video, cruise around the channel and see other content. Also hit that subscribe button and you'll be notified when I make new videos. Once again, I am Dkhairho. Plug in, get connected. We are TMR.
Dkhairho did this.